Thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. First of all, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is I just lost my day job. What? I can't believe you're cheering. You should be sad. I lost my job. Did you hear what I said? Anyway, the bad news is Donald Trump is running for president. Wait. That's not nice. Come on. But listen to that. He's looking for a running mate. He's looking for the vice president. And guess what? I've applied for the job. Yes. Yeah. I really wanted the job. But there are a few documents I refused to submit with my application. Yeah. My birth certificate. I'm talking about the long form. My green card. The one that is no longer green. I understand it's pink now. I didn't want to be deported. Just needed a job. And then my college transcripts. I know I would be automatically disqualified for being overqualified. I heard a high school diploma was the requirement. Can you believe that? Take a chance. So, I decided to take a chance. But, before I went for the interview, I called the office first. Just to test the terrain. You need to gauge the attitude there toward minorities applying for the job. I said, "Hola," and the receptionist replied, "Sorry, sir, you got the wrong number. But the Trump charity organization would happily offer you a one-way ticket back to Mexico for you and your family." Ma'am, I'm not Mexican. I'm from Guatemala and I speak English. I don't care whether you're from the capital city of Mexico or from the countryside. You all criminals. You rapists. Some of you may be good. And I kind of like your taco balls. Ma'am, Guatemala is not part of Mexico. It's a different country. Click. She hung up on me. But, as I explained to you before, I wanted the job so bad, so I kept calling back. I called back many times, and this time around, someone else picked up the phone. And it was a man. He probably recognized my number. So, he pretended it was an answering machine. The number you have reached has been permanently disconnected for Mexicans. And I said, Mexicans like me? He forgot for a second he was an answering machine. He said, yes, people like you. And he continued, any attempt to call again will be considered as criminal in regard to our immigration laws. And then came the day of the interview. I wear my Italian suit, my $500 Aldo shoes, and check it out, my Trump blue tie made in China. I got to the office and I was met by the same receptionist I spoke to recently. You know, her demeanor and body language were saying something like, "You'd better leave before I call security." But fortunately, the Trump blue tie suddenly became my invitation card. She smiled. She offered me coffee. She even gave me the choice between coffee and tea, and she asked me to sit down. Yes, you better believe it. She collected my documents and asked me if I was a Republican or a Democrat. I said, "Ma'am, obviously, I am a Republican applying to be Mr. Trump's running mate." You know what she said? She was like, "At this point, sir, party affiliation doesn't really matter to us since so many Republicans are jumping off the boat. So it wouldn't hurt to recruit a few Democrats ourselves. Thanks to Bernie Sanders." Now, I told her I hope the interview panel is not too tough on me. She reassured me, he was nice and fair. I'm like, "Did you just say he?" She was like, "Yes, the panel is a he, a one-man body." He represents different characters in one person trying to take America back from Mexican and Muslims and make it great again. Finally, I met the panel. Small handshake. Yeah, you better believe it. Literally, small handshake. Very nice. He offered me a Dos Equis beer, and he said he loves Mexicans. I said, "No, thank you, sir. I don't drink beer." He then offered me a Coca-Cola I've never seen before. Yeah. On the can, it's spelled with K's. Kokakola. Mr. Trump told me this Coke has less caffeine. That's why it's spelled with 2 K's so far. He said Coca-Cola was working on a new flavor called Coca-Cola Cream with 3 K's. KKK, yeah. He asked me if I was familiar with those 3 letters. I said, "No, sir. I've never seen that before." He said, "Me neither." He said, "That would be the official drink of the convention, by the way." Now, check this out. We now moved to the conference room for the actual interview. Surprisingly, guess who was there? Yeah, that was him. Speaker Paul Ryan was there. Yeah, the speaker was there. But He was not allowed to talk. And before him, on the table, there was a small sign that said, "In the spirit of unifying our great party, I was summoned to just shut up and accept all the crap from some idiot." We all sat down and the interview began. First question: Mr. Montreuil, do you have experience in building walls? I said yes. He then asked me, how tall was the wall? I said, taller than my house. A 2-story building. That was to prevent my nosy white neighbors from finding out I was black. I was therefore avoiding any encounter with the police. He said, you seem to be exactly what I'm looking for. You can imagine how happy I was when I heard that. And then he asked me about my college degrees. I said I had a couple of masters. And then he was like, don't you think that could be a problem? I'm like, I don't think so. He said, yeah, that could impede you from being effective on the job. That could prevent you from connecting with the real American people. And then he kept asking me so many stupid nonsense questions. I became very nervous. I wasn't sure of what I was saying anymore. He even said I projected the profile of an elitist. Can you believe that? He said, you are an elitist just like who we know. And I'm like, you talking about Barack? He said, no, Hussein. And then he said, let's continue anyway, but I truly wish you came with a few associate degrees. He said, it's great that you have a college degree, but Mr. Montreuil, can you show me the long form of your birth certificate? I said, sir, I don't have it. He then went ballistic and he said, I knew it! You remind me of someone who had the same problem. He was like, I don't recall his name, but I remember his skin being as tanned as yours. He asked me what religion I was. I said I was Baptist. He was like, I thought you were Muslim. Again, you remind me of my guy. He lives in a big white house down the street. You're not Muslim? You sure? Okay. That means you're not a terrorist. And you'll be living here in this country for a long time, young man. He asked me, do you read the Bible? I said, yes, sir. I just began to read Second Corinthians this week. And he was like, really? I said, yeah. He said, that happens to be my favorite book of the Bible. I said, I know. He said, how do you know? I said, I saw it on CNN. He was like, interesting. And then he continued to ask me stupid questions like, are you Mexican? I said, no, sir. Are you planning on becoming one soon? And I wanted to mess with him a little bit, so I said, I might. I said, I might become the first black Mexican, depending on who is elected president of the United States. And then he said, I really hope you don't become a criminal, a rapist. Although you would still be treated better than a black vice president. And then we got to the best part of the interview. I said I was Haitian. He asked me, why? I said, well, I don't know, sir. Maybe I just got lucky. He asked me, how did you feel as a black man living in Asia? I said, sir, it's Haiti, not Tahiti. I gotta confess that up to that point, the donor was pretty nice to me, and he even encouraged me. He told me I was doing pretty well. He said, Mr. Montreuil, you're doing tremendously well, and I think you're going to have huge success in politics. I'm like, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. And he asked me, how did you come to the US? I said, sir, I flew in. I took an airplane. He was like, I thought you are people, you came by boat. I said, actually, sir, some of us came by boat in search of better opportunities. But others used different means of transportation. You're actually right, sir. A lot of my people came here on a small boat, just like your grandfather, your great-grandfather did before us. And then he went ballistic, and the interview ended right there. So I'm very sorry to inform you guys that I did not get the job, obviously. And all I could hear while I was leaving the building was, get him out! Get him out! Get him out! Get him out now! Get him out! Thank you very much. You guys were great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you. You were very kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. I'm out. Thank you. Good night.